Hey Guru Nation, how's it going? I love doing these stock stuff. If you want to see just nothing but these stock stuff, biotechs, you should go to the Clinical Research Circle on YouTube. We go every week, we do like 5 of these. Here on this channel, I'm doing like a couple a week just for fun, and they're short. They're like 10 minutes or less. On the Clinical Research Circle, they're like 40 minutes or more because we have multiple people on, and we talk about some potential biotech plays. I gotta say, this is not financial advice, so keep that in mind. This is just fun for me, and being that I'm in clinical research, I feel like I bring a unique perspective to these stock analysis by looking at this thing right here, this little website called clinicaltrials.gov, which we're going to be looking at today. This is a critical website. So what we have is this stock called Cyclerion Therapeutics, CYCN. Right now, as of February 10th, 2021, it's trading at 4.57 after hours. If you look at the 5 year, okay, its high was like 15 back in the day, April 2019. And there's actually some interesting stuff about this stock on Reddit. And I'm on Reddit, so I kind of get to see like what's the hot stocks, what are people talking about. I'm on a few Reddit channels, and I'm looking on Robinhood right now on my phone, and I'm gonna add it to my list. So basically, Robinhood, I like Robinhood because it gives you like just brief info on the company, like an introduction to the company. So Cyclerion Therapeutics, sorry, is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company which engages in the discovery, development, and commercialization of treatments for serious and orphan diseases. I like that part. Through the use of soluble guanylate cyclase pharmacology. Its product pipeline includes several CGC stimulators, a small molecule that acts synergistically with nitric oxide on SGC to boost production of cyclic guanosine monophosphate, CGMP. The company was founded in 2018, September 2018, headquartered in Cambridge. They have 94 employees. So this is new. So they were founded in 2018. They went public in April 2019 at 15 bucks. Been dropping steadily since. They dropped from 12 in September of 2019 to 2 because of a failed, on Reddit they were telling me, I believe it was a failed study in the, and we can actually see on clinicaltrials.gov. Um, they're shifting to CNS right now. This is what's important. They're shifting to CNS. They failed the diabetes, hypertension. So they're only pursuing CNS right now. This is the one that's interesting. There's two that are interesting. If we go to um, what they have in the pipeline, okay, uh, phase 2 trial did not meet the primary endpoint for diabetic neuropathy. So this was October 2019. This is when you saw that elevator to the bottom. This thing took the stairs to the top. Not really. It started out at 15 around the IPO. It took the elevator to the bottom around $2 when it did not meet primary endpoint in a phase 2 study for diabetic neuropathy. Also failed to meet primary endpoint at the same time in a heart failure study. Uh, phase 1 data for a healthy volunteer for IW6463, which is now being used for Alzheimer's disease. They released the phase 1 healthy volunteer data in October 14th of 2020. Safe and generally well tolerated. Uh, they're also working on a sickle cell disease, which is obviously a huge need right now. Phase 2 data is released October 14, 2020. Insufficient efficacy shown to further development. If that data would have been good, this stock would not be at $4 right now. This stock would probably be at 8 or 15 bucks right now. So you might be thinking, well, what else do we have left? Well, we got Alzheimer's. We got Alzheimer's, and Alzheimer's, there is no treatments. There are no cures for this. Okay, it's been year. I've been doing clinical research since 2005. There is nothing. So the phase 2 trial is going to be initiated in 2021. It's going to be initiated this year. And if you go on clinicaltrials.gov, you'll see MELAS, which is the mitochondrial deficiency. That's what they're working on now. And on the Reddit that I'm looking at right now, somebody says, seems pretty cool drug. I wonder how much of MELAS is due to the development and long-term issues from mitochondrial dysfunction versus the concurrent effects of mitochondrial dysfunction. And somebody else said, yeah, I like the broad implications, the drug, and the next gen behind it. So it's not just about IW6463, it's the next generation behind this one. If it does show cognitive and other CNS improvements, the Alzheimer's phase 2 starts around the same time as the MELAS data readout. So there's this is the one, uh, this is the catalyst. Okay, same drug, there's an upcoming catalyst in addition to the Alzheimer's study, and that's a MELAS, which is a mitochondrial encephalomyopathy lactic acidosis stroke. So the results for this, and Dr. Al has the trial for, or Dr. Al has the premium version of this, but basically you don't need it. You get it on Reddit. The data comes out around the same time that the Alzheimer's phase 2. So that's going to be this year, 2021. We're going to get the data from the mitochondrial encephalomyopathy lactic acidosis. So that's a catalytic event right there. And you're going to have the Alzheimer's phase 2 study being initiated. And let's look at if we could get a date. This is actually the MELA study right now. It's ongoing. It's been recruiting. It only needs 20 patients. They started in November of 2020, and they're going to be done in April of 2021. So that data is, see, we don't need premium. This data is going to come out April 2021. So probably we'll see the data around May or June. I don't see this stock going any lower. Again, that's not financial advice, but I don't see it going any lower. If you look at the year to date, all right, it was at in the threes. It spiked to the fives. Um, and probably they were waiting on and how enrollment's going, because the news of the phase 1 was released in October 2020. So that was just a spike for some unknown reason. Maybe something to do with the MELUS, like interim data analysis for the study, for this study that you're seeing here. So yeah, okay, it might go back down to the threes, but it might just hover around here, and more than likely, in my opinion, to go higher, in anticipation of these two catalytic events, which is the MELAS data, which should be, the study completes in April. So you should see it coming out in May or June. And that's probably around the same time you'll see the Alzheimer's phase 2. If there's efficacy here, there's a very good chance you're going to see the Alzheimer's phase 2 study. So if the data is not good, then it could go way lower. Of course, it could go way lower. This is investing. We don't know. We have no idea. So I think it's something worth considering. There's an article from Yahoo Finance written like 2 months ago. It says, we know hedge funds generate strong risk adjusted returns, blah, blah, blah. However, it's still a good idea to keep an eye on hedge fund activity. With this in mind, the current round of 13F filing just ended. Let's examine the smart money sentiment towards Cyclerion. Cyclerion investors should pay attention to a decrease in enthusiasm from smart money in recent months. Cyclerion Therapeutics was in 6 hedge funds portfolio at the end of the third quarter 2020. The all-time high for this statistics is 17. Our calculations show that Cyclerion isn't among the 30 most popular stocks among hedge funds. Right now, we're kind of in biotech season, biotech bubble. There's just a lot. If you follow Reddit, you'll see a bunch of stuff. So I don't necessarily agree with this article. And this article was from December 2nd, 2020, which in February 10th seems like it's ancient. Okay. So that's what they're saying about Cyclerion. Keeping this in mind, we're going to take a look at the new hedge fund action encompassing Cyclerion. How have they been treating it? At the end of the third quarter, a total of 6 of the hedge funds tracked by Insider Monkey held long positions, a decrease in 45% from one quarter year earlier. So by comparison, 14 hedge funds held shares or bullish call options. The largest stake in Cyclerion was held by Slate Path Capital. MFN Partners is also relatively bullish on the stock, dishing out 1.21% of its 13F equity portfolio. Because Cyclerion has faced a decline in interest from the aggregate hedge fund industry, logic holds that there exists a select few hedgies that slash their holdings. When I see stuff like this, okay, I go to Reddit to see like in between the lines. There's some like really smart people on Reddit, and one of the guys says, "I think it has a strong support here at the $4.40 mark, and big pullback from the spike to 690 last week. Honestly, I think this will be in the double digits by summer." Assuming they do a CNS partnership deal and they have positive data in Melis. So really, it's that upcoming data in Melis that we should expect around April, May, or June, and then a maybe a partnership deal for the Alzheimer's study. The pharmacology data doesn't look that strong when you look at the cellular energetics. The clinical data looks pretty interesting with the cognitive testing. They also tanked after a failed sickle cell study. I like that one of the directors owns the stock around $16, so he's motivated to get the share price back there. CNS is a tough space. Seems like this could have a natural rise back to double digits before top line data reads out. Yes, they abandoned sickle cell to focus entirely on CNS opportunity. Stock is still down from that level, so in my opinion, makes a good opportunity to play for the new CNS focus and data. When they spun out of IRWD, they did it offering at $15, so there are many holders from that level still holding. Although also the CSO, Chief Scientific Officer from Bayer, bought 300,000 open market in November, so that is a nice vote of confidence. I think stock will start to get a lot more attention closer to the data, given its relatively low valuation. So yes, could see a nice run up. So that's kind of what I'm thinking too as I was talking. And this is the first time I'm reading this whole thread. So I think this is a potentially a good play. Again, you could lose money, but there seems to be a safe floor in the threes, 440. I think the way the market is right now on February 10th, 2021, biotechs, everybody is speculating on biotechs. Everyone's looking for the next biotech to run up. And when you talk about something like Alzheimer's, and you see a market cap of only 156 million. Okay, I mean this stock could make some serious moves off of that data from the MELA study, the mitochondrial study, and then if they end up announcing a partnership for the Alzheimer's, you can get out there. You don't need to wait for the phase 2 and the phase 3. Of course, if you want to wait, you can, but if you want this to go from like $4.50 to $12 and sort of triple your money, this might be something you can do between now and June. So just something to pay attention to, something to look at. And I'm just having fun analyzing it. I don't own this stock, at least not yet. I might buy a little bit on Robinhood just to speculate. I think it's always fun to do this stuff. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, let me know if you like these kind of videos in addition to my clinical research educational videos and interviews and the little bite-sized ones and long live streams. I'm just going to start adding like a little bit of stocks here and there on biotechs because I really enjoy it and I think it's related to clinical research too. And by the way, if somebody's looking for a job, look, I like to do this for my OG fans, okay? For the ones that are here to get a career in the industry, which by the way, if you're not a subscriber, a lot of my videos are about landing a career in this clinical research industry or about um, creating, like building your own site. I'm going to start adding more of these. And I do a lot of interviews and opinion pieces about the state of the industry. I'm going to start incorporating these biotech analysis here and there, and definitely full time on the Clinical Research Circle YouTube channel. But look, this is exactly, if you're a site or a job seeker, this is exactly the kind of company you want to deal with. Let me share my screen again. It's exactly the kind of company you want to reach out to. Look on clinicaltrials.gov, okay, on that MELA study. You want study director? These small companies have it, okay? Megan Bratton. We can add, I'm going to go add her on LinkedIn and I'm going to send her a message after this saying, hey, thanks for running this study. I'm interested in your company. I own a site, and look, they're dealing on this study only with hospitals. So if you're a site, you're probably not going to get this study. But the Alzheimer's one, my site here in Buena Park does Alzheimer's. So I'm going to reach out and say, hey, we love to be considered for your Alzheimer's study. If you guys do it, here's my info, blah blah blah. So this is just how these two things kind of merge. Like everything's related, not everything's just in a silo. Okay, so stocks, clinical trials, jobs, business opportunities, networking, it's all the same. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Catch you later.